Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Live It Up. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson, and this is the show where we discuss health, wealth, relationships, and how to take your life to that next level and beyond. Amy is out today, but we are going to be visiting with a very inspiring woman that I recently had the pleasure of meeting. Her name is McKenna Reitz. And let me ask you a question. What would you do if one day you woke up and you realized that you had something called a syndrome called alopecia and you were losing all of your body hair, all of it? How would that affect you? How would that affect your self-image? Well, McKenna has gone through this, and she's going to talk to us about how that has impacted her life. And I am so inspired her. And as you know, when I feel inspired, I want to share that inspiration with you. So we're not going to take time to answer any emails today on the call, but I do want to remind you that if you feel stuck or you want to have us answer a question on or off the air, you can email those questions to me directly at fletcher@fletcherellingson.com. Stop by my website, make use of all the free tools there. There are solutions and answers to getting unstuck and moving forward powerfully. But today, a special interview. It's a little bit longer, so we're going to just get right to it. Hey, McKenna, welcome to the show. Thanks for taking time out to be with us. I'm looking forward to our conversation. Just so everybody knows, where are you talking to us from?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I am in Toledo, Ohio.
All right, cool. So we're separate parts of the country.
Yeah.
We're going to jump right into it. And like I told you beforehand, we always like to start off with some wins because we like to talk about what's going well in the world. It's the practice of feeling good. So what have you got for us? What are a couple of wins in your life?
I just was on my first nationally syndicated show, which I'm really excited about, called The List. And that aired actually 1 week ago today. So I was really excited about that. And another win, my daughter played really well in soccer last night and took second place in our youth league on Monday. So I'm really excited about that because it was my first time ever coaching a non-varsity team. And I learned a lot of patience with third and fourth graders. So that's a huge win for me. And the sun is shining here in Toledo. So it's a beautiful day.
Right on. I love it. I love it. So you got to win personally, you got to win for your daughter. And of course, the weather's a win. So are you a soccer fan or did you grow up playing soccer? Because I think you coach volleyball too,
I
right?
coach volleyball. Yeah. So I stopped playing soccer when I scored the goal into our own goal. It's too much running for me, but I want my daughters to be involved with anything and everything right now and want them to try out everything. So yeah. So I mean, I love watching any type of sport. I'm an athlete through and through.
Right on. Cool. Well, let's get to the questions here because you've got a lot of good stuff to say. I want to share that with our audience. I find it very inspiring. On your website, on the homepage, you've got this statement that says empowering you to be you.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you?
That means just be authentic, be authentically you. And, we have so much pressure, internal and external pressure from society, and then the internal pressure that we put on ourselves from society and societal standards. And then throw in social media in there that we feel that we can't be ourselves. And when we become authentic and vulnerable and transparent, then there's endless opportunities and possibilities for us. And so we just sometimes need to take a step back and just embrace yourself, embrace who you are, and feel empowered in everything you do, because every single person in this world is unique and authentic. And we need to hear you. We need you in this world. We need to hear your story.
So I love what you said. And first of all, you said authentic, and then you went on to say vulnerable and transparent.
Mhm.
The word authentic is, well, a lot of people may not know how to define that, but what I think the two descriptors you said just after that really make that up, like vulnerable, transparent, right? A lack of pretense, a lack of hiding, willing to be seen and tell it how it is. So important. And like you said, there's so much pressure on us, or we feel so much pressure that we're willing to put up these pretenses. So yeah, vulnerable and transparent, love those two. Great. In 2015, you lost all your hair as a result of alopecia. Can you tell us a little bit about what were some of those lessons that came out of that?
Wow. Yeah. And it's amazing how it literally was gone within 3 weeks. In
Hmm.
November 2015, it was gone. Um, the amount of lessons is continuing. It is a continuous journey. So many people, you're told so many times, it takes time. And when you're going through something challenging, it's the last thing you want to hear, but it does. And so what I've learned is that life is a journey. Everything that you experience is a journey. The amount of times that I just prayed that I'd wake up and my hair would be back, or I prayed and I'd be happy and, proud to be bald and proud of who I am. And it just poof, I'm good. And what I learned is their patience. Patience is a very difficult word for me because I'm a competitor and I want to win and I want to achieve greatness quickly. But what I've learned is it does take time and that's a journey. And what I've also learned is that not only with my journey and my challenges, but in every challenge in life, we need to find the silver linings.
Hmm.
Every challenge has a silver lining. Sometimes we have to dig really deep. Sometimes there are many of them. But once you can find that silver lining and create and connect some sort of positivity to it, it's going to create a stronger neuronal connection, which is then going to be contagious and create another route and another route. And then it starts to bleed into the rest of your life. But I just started telling myself, well, it only takes me 5 minutes to shower now, or I don't have to shave anymore, or the little things, just my hair. I don't have to worry about the rain getting my hair wet, little silver linings. The same thing with the pandemic. There were so many silver linings to come out of the pandemic. Yes, it was a terrible thing. It still is a terrible thing,
Yeah.
but we have to look for positives because sometimes the negatives can be that difficult, where that one positive and celebrating the small wins is going to continue to add up to just really change your life. I think those are the two biggest life lessons that I've learned. And I think the third one is my favorite saying of all time. The problem isn't the problem. The problem is the attitude about the problem. For so long, for 8 straight months, I did everything under my power to get my hair back, from topical creams to medicine that compromised my immune system, made me really sick, to 6 months of weekly injections into my scalp of steroids. It was horrible. And then I finally said, I'm done. And what I had realized is that I was trying to focus on something that was out of my control, because we love to be in control. As human beings, we love to be in control, but some things are just out of our control. And so what we have to do is we have to take a step back and realize and think about it. Do I have control over the situation or do I not? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't, but what I have control over is my mindset about the situation. And so once I started to really focus on that, it allowed me to step back and focus on me and focus on how I was approaching being bald and being hairless and having alopecia. And it started this beautiful transformation.
Man, you are filling me up right now. You are so filling me up. You're speaking my language. There's so much I want to say about that. I don't want to make this interview about me, but I just love so much of what you were saying. Yes, it's the little things, beginning to notice the little things. All of my branding revolves around the concept of it's the practice of feeling good, right?
Mhm.
It's the practice of feeling good. The easiest way to start the practice is to look for the small things, right? We get so caught up in this big achievement, right? It's the house, the car, the marriage, the family, the money, the whatever it is, all these big external things. Man, can we just look for the small things? Because those big things are far and few between. And besides, as soon as you have them, you're looking for the next one, right? That's not where the feeling good comes from. And so, yes, that practice of feeling good, like, oh yeah, the sun really feels good. And by the way, I don't have any control over the sun, right?
Exactly.
And I mean, I love what you were saying, that we actually have very little control in our life. I mean, very little.
Mhm.
And when we're scrambling for control, it puts us in this place of suffering. And instead of, and for me, the antidote is learning to trust more. Look, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I've decided I am trusting that life is always working out for me. Even when it doesn't look like it's working out for me, I'm trusting that it's working out for me. And so, gosh, I really just am eating up what you're saying.
And it's like, I believe Tony Robbins says, life isn't happening to us, life is happening for us. And we really have to understand that. My mom said to me, God gives the strongest people the toughest challenges. And in that moment, I, of course, said, why me?
Mm.
We always do that. Why me?
Hmm.
But I know why. I know exactly why. And I'm so thankful for it because it has completely transformed my life. And I'm
Hmm.
forever grateful for it. But it takes time. And it's celebrating those little things, the little wins, even if it's just getting out of bed a day, celebrate it.
Yeah.
That "Hey, I made it out of bed today. I'm feeling good." Like that's it. That's a big thing. That's a big win sometimes.
Yes. And it's also I kind of think it comes down to like those experiences expand our awareness, right? I mean, they may not be an experience that we choose, but it expands our awareness. It expand and if we allow it to, it can enrich our life. Look, I'm sure you didn't want you to lose all your hair, but just like you said, there were these rich lessons in it that
Mhm.
have expanded you because you've had this experience, right?
And
So,
it's amazing because, you know, it showed me because my story is visible. Everyone sees my story every second of every day. Whereas you can go to the grocery store with a smile on your face and everyone thinks, oh, he's got a perfect life. But in all reality, you're battling a lot of things, but we don't see that. But that's allowed me to become more empathetic and create such a deeper connection with people because I can see beyond that smile and I can read that smile. Is it a real smile or is it just get me through this shopping trip smile? And, again, it's another wonderful thing that I've taken away from this journey of, just understanding that we're all struggling. We all have challenges. We're all battling something and we just need to support one another unconditionally.
absolutely right. It's that saying like you never know what battle someone is facing, so choose to be kind, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, we're just about at the 12-minute mark, so let's take a break. Stay with us. We're going to be back just right after this with more with McKenna Reitz. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We are visiting today with McKenna Reitz, and she has a very inspiring story to tell. And like I said in the previous part of the show, I just feel filled up talking with her. So I'm so fortunate to have you on the show today. I got some more questions for you. I saw on your website that you're encouraging people to be inspired by one another instead of comparing.
Mhm.
I love this topic. Will you speak more to that, please?
Oh, I love to. We are surrounded by comparison every single day. Again, with social media, we're on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat. And what we're doing is we're seeing other people's journeys.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, oh, I wish I was like that. I wish I had a body like that. I wish I was as strong as them. I wish I was a good mother like them, and so on and so on. But what's happening is that we are wishing that we were them. But what we don't understand or we don't take into account are multiple things. One, it took them 20 pictures to create that one picture plus a filter. So we are comparing ourselves to a filter, and that is only 1% of their life.
Yeah.
What you're not seeing is the messy kitchen island that is in my house right now. We're not showing you, our whole life. And so we're choosing subconsciously to compare ourselves to that 1% filtered picture than to everything. And plus, we're comparing, they say, stop comparing your chapter 5 to someone's chapter 22. And
Mm-hmm.
we so often, wish that we were there. But the problem is that they've been down that road much longer than you. And
Yes.
so instead of comparing, be inspired by one another. And that's when, bringing back being authentically you, my social media is authentic. I'm going to show you my messy kitchen island. I'm going to show you I'm a real mom. I'm a struggling mom. I'm a struggling teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm dealing with quarantine. It's just, being inspired, like, oh, I'm not alone. Like, oh, that looks like a fun project to do with my kids. I want to do that instead of thinking, oh, I'm such a terrible mom. Let's just be inspired by one another rather than comparing. And the only thing you should ever compare to is yourself from the day before. That's it. And
Yeah.
how are you bettering yourself every single day? That's the only thing you should ever compare yourself to is yourself and no one else.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I think it was Mark Twain who said something similar to this, like, but that comparison is the thief of joy.
Mhm.
Um, and that isn't that so true? Like when you compare yourself to somebody, you come up short and you're just like, that doesn't feel good at all. Right. When we compare ourselves, we're also like putting our negativity onto their blessings, right? And we're forgetting all the rich blessings of our own life. So it's really to avoid that. Again, it comes back to the practice of taking inventory of the rich life that we all have, right? Just
Exactly.
taking inventory. So why is this work so important to you?
Because I have two beautiful daughters who have my oldest has watched my transformation, has seen it since the beginning. I have my younger daughter was only 4 months old when I lost my hair, so she's never known me without hair. It's to empower them. It's to empower my student athletes to know that they are strong enough to get through anything, that life is gonna be throw you adversity, but it's how you show up every single day. It's showing my daughters that my hair was not my identity, it's the character that
Mm,
defines who I am every single day. And I want to empower others to be able to transform their life's challenges into gifts and opportunities as I have, so that they can live a purpose with more clarity and confidence. Because I want people to know that they're not alone. I want people to know that they matter and that their story is unique and we need to hear it.
I love that. I I'm just gonna keep on saying this. I love that. I love that. You're filling me up. It feels so good. Your youngest daughter, you said she's always known you without hair, right? Do you remember the point where she said like, "Hey, how come they have hair and you don't?"
No, the best line, this is what changed my life. She was probably about 3 years old. I was still wearing wigs at that time. I've only been about a year without wearing wigs. Um, and I remember getting into the van or into our car after an event and I ripped my wig off because it's uncomfortable and itchy. And she said to me, "Mommy, I can't wait to be an adult and take my hair off too." And I just like, wow, that's how she saw it. Is that
Mhm.
mommy's an adult, so she can take her hair off and put it on whenever she wants. And
Nice.
that's what she'd ask. She'd ask, "Where's your hair today, mommy?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't put it on." And so that's how she saw it. And it was just such a humbling experience for
Yeah.
me. You
Yeah.
know, the words of a 3-year-old, the words of a 5-year-old can really just kind of show you the true purpose of life. And so she kisses my head all the time and it's it's a beautiful thing. It's been amazing.
Yeah. And that's really, really special. So, you got a lot going on. And like I read on your website, you don't try to portray this, I've got it all going on. But you do have a lot going on. And you said you're just trying to keep your head above water. And like you said, you got the messy island in your kitchen. So, what keeps you inspired? What keeps you going?
My purpose, when I believed that alopecia had ripped away my identity, as I'm standing in the shower and my hands are covering my hair is covering my hands, I thought my identity was gone. Like, what am I going to do the rest of my life? How am I going to interact? But what I've learned is that alopecia gave me my true identity. It gave me my true
Mm,
purpose in life, and to bring awareness not only to alopecia, but to empower others. It energizes me. I wake up so enthusiastic every single morning now that I am able to look in the mirror and say, I am enough. I am worth it. And that's what I want to inspire and empower other people to be able to do the same thing.
mhm.
It's going to take time and it takes challenges. We don't want a perfect life. Otherwise, it's a really boring and we love to be challenged. At least I do. And, I want people to, be strong and, mentally, because that's, mental health awareness is such a pandemic for us, and especially throwing another pandemic on top of that. And to be able to kind of reset the mindset. And that's, what something that I've really become passionate about is just finding more clarity in life. And that's just, what keeps me going. People say, "How are you doing everything?" I said, because I love doing it. I do. I love everything that I'm doing. And it gives me that energy to continue going every single day.
Yeah, gosh, that's so good. And what you said was, you thought alopecia took away your identity, but what you actually realized was it allowed you to find a deeper identity. That's so wonderful, because we frequently do identify ourselves as our body, right? And when things get taken away, whether it's your hair, whether you lose a limb, whether you lose a foot or whatever, you're still you, right?
Yeah.
You are not your body. You are still you. So really powerful stuff. Now we all have low moments or down times. So what do you do when you find yourself challenged by disempowering thinking? How do you avoid getting stuck?
That's a great question. I love to work out. I wake up, and that first hour is me time. I wake up at 4:45 every morning. I get up and I work out. It's just, the house is quiet, and it just allows me to have free flow thinking. I think about what are my wins going to be for that day? I think about my gratitude, and it just clears my mind. Then I get a good workout in, and it's me. And then I can focus on everyone else for the rest of the day. And so having that consistency and those daily affirmations have really helped me. One of my volleyball players asked me before match, "Coach, how are you positive every single day? How do you have a good day?" I said, "There's no other choice. You make the choice every single day to make it a good day or a bad day." And I've made too many choices to make it a bad day. And I'm done with that. I'm going to make it a good day, because I'm learning what I have control over and what I don't have control over. And like, for instance, yesterday or 2 days ago, there was an issue, and I literally stopped in the middle of my hallway and I told myself out loud, "I don't have control over this." I just took a deep breath. I said, "I don't have control over this." And usually I would, allow it to just stick with me for the longest time, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I moved on. And it just becoming more conscious and using introspection has really helped me get through those unstuck moments.
Gosh, yeah, I totally appreciate that. And I want to also just point out what you did. You stopped and you actually said it out loud. I don't have control over this, right? And one of the things I coach my clients to do is begin speaking out into the physical world, right? When you engage your muscles, you're engaging your brain in a different way, right? It's different than just thinking it in your head. And it's rewiring your nervous system when we actually stop, interrupt ourselves, and we speak it out loud. That's why I'm such a big fan of speaking my mantras or my incantations out loud. That's why I tell my clients, if there were cameras in our house, you would think I'm crazy, right? Because I'm talking out loud all the time. Oh, I'm trusting that life is working out for me right now. I'm navigating the now with a light heart and joy. I'm constantly saying these things to myself because I need them.
Yes.
Because I believe in the work of rewiring ourselves so that I can experience the results that I want to experience. So I love that you do that. We just have a couple more minutes, but on your website, I noticed that people can start working with you. They can get a free 5-day program. Tell us what that is.
Yeah. So you just come to my site and I'll instantly pop up, and I email you out a free 5-day reset the mindset. And so every day, I just ask you to be honest with yourself. And it's literally just taking 5-10 minutes to yourself, and it's a different topic every day. And you just write it down. I'm a firm believer in handwriting, that paper, pen. It's what we've talked about, is that neuronal connection of what you're creating and opening up. And so they can get that for free. I do work with one-on-one clients. I'm only accepting a couple more. My schedule is really busy, but I also do a lot of motivational speaking. And so anyone can get a hold of me on my website for any type of speaking engagements. I'd be more than happy to talk with them to help them with their event.
I love it. That's all the time we have for. That went so fast, and I have enjoyed speaking with you so much. Would love to meet up with you again and find out what you've been up to. Thank you so much for the gift of your time today.
Thank you so much. And it has been a pleasure, and it's been amazing talking with you. So thank you again.
Yeah. All right. And now you know what it's time to do. It's time to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You do have something to offer this world, and I believe in you.